OH.
I-O.
Welcome to Hill Talk Sports. We are live again, coming from the Cleveland, Ohio area. I'm TJ Hill, joined by my co-host, Scott Kennison. Scott, how you doing tonight?
Fantastic, T.
That is
It's
awesome.
It's a good Monday evening, man. The Buckeyes are 5-0, and they are rolling.
They are rolling. They are rolling. We will get to the Buckeyes soon. But first and foremost, we must talk about our lonely, once again losing a game they should win, Cleveland Browns. The Browns should be 4-0 right now. Easily 4-0. But yet they blew a lead against the Jets, and they blew a lead against Atlanta. There's a lot of things to take away from this game that they lost recently, a game that on paper in the preseason we had them winning. You figure Atlanta's not as strong as it used to be. New quarterback in Mariota, however you say his name.
Mariota,
thank you very much. Sorry. Trying to revitalize his career. He's trying to bring his career back. And I mean, like I said to a couple people at work during the week, I said, they asked about the game, and I said, he can beat you if you let him beat you. And they let him beat him.
No, he didn't beat them.
He allowed.
They got beat by Video Bo running off tackle nonstop while Joe Wood said, "I don't know what to do."
What was it, 15 straight runs in a row?
Something. I think it was
14,
like
15
10,
straight.
15, maybe,
I think it was like 14 straight runs in a row.
Marcus Mariota did not beat you. The inability to set an edge.
Yes. Well, yes.
That's what beat you. They destroyed. Their offense was built on running off tackle over and 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 over again. And I realized that one of the best run-stopping defensive ends in the game in Jadeveon Clowney was not playing. But when they're running the same play repeatedly, you've got to do something to stop it. This can't be like Madden where they're just running one play and flipping it, and you can't stop it. Can't happen.
The Browns have a problem. They have a huge problem, and it's not just in one area. Brissett can manage the game. The problem with Brissett is he's not the guy that can come back from behind like Pat Mahomes. He has to have the ability. He got to play with a lead. He can't come back from being down. If you get down by 2 touchdowns against him, it's curtains. It's over. He's not that guy to bring you back.
Well, yeah.
On the other half of that, the other guy that would have been here in his place, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's going to play himself out of the contract that he wants. He's going to want to be in the backup somewhere next year because he's playing worse than he played when he was in Cleveland by stats. Now, we talked about that before about if we would keep Baker, if we didn't have Deshaun, would we keep Baker? Let Baker running back 1 year healthy. Baker is healthy. Like, granted, Baker doesn't have the 1-2 punch to Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. He doesn't have the offensive line that he had here in Cleveland. So, without those weapons, Baker is less of a quarterback than he was here. Baker was a better quarterback here with the tools he had here, but doesn't have that in Carolina. And now you're exposing who he really is.
Baker starts slow, too. So, I'm not ready to close the book on him just yet, but it's not a good start for
He
Baker.
didn't start slow last year. So he got hurt.
No, he started fast last year, but he has a tendency to Baker runs. You get good Baker Mayfield or you get trash field, and right now you got trash field right now. That doesn't mean, as you look through his career, that he's not going to rip off 11 of 12 games where he looks like a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to, because I sound like an idiot fanboy when I say that, but I'm saying, yes, Baker Mayfield's going to play himself out of a contract. But as I said earlier, out of a big contract. Out of a big contract.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. But right now, at the beginning of the year, Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota, Mitch Trubisky, Joe Flacco were all starting. Jacoby Brissett were all starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the most damning name of them all is either Mitch Trubisky or Geno Smith. And they're still starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Baker Mayfield will be here for a minute. He's not going to be manzieled out of the league.
We'll see about Trubisky. Trubisky got benched last week, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, he's done.
You think it's done? Did we pick it now?
I think he's done.
It's over. All right, so let's break this down real fast, okay? Now, we played the Panthers, won 26-20. Great, 26-24. Then we got the Jets, where we were up 13 points with 90 seconds to go and lost that game by 1 point. Then we go to Pittsburgh, and we won 29-17, last-minute touchdown. What Ward fell in the ball in the end zone, whatever. Fine.
Yep.
This Atlanta game doesn't hurt as much as the Jets. The Jets game was bad, how they lost that game. Now, let's go back to the Falcons game and break that down for a second. There's a lot of things we could have done differently to possibly win that game. Scott, in your thought process, it's fourth and goal. Were we at the 2 or 3? Where were we at when they kicked
the 3
to get the field goal? 3-yard line.
Yep.
3-yard line. Fourth and goal. Do you take the points or go for it?
So I, at the moment, liked going for it. I said go for it. I like going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 0-0 early in the game. You pin the defense back, or you pin the offense back in the 3-yard line if you don't get it. They've got to go 97 yards by the numbers. They're not going to do it. If you kick that field goal and miss it, they're going to get it from the spot. I mean, it's I think they get it from the 25 actually at that point, but on the turnaround because it's inside a certain point. But I like going for it there. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the play calling that led up to 4th and 3 more than I do with going for it on 4th and 3. I have a problem that you're not calling plays at the goal line for either David Njoku or Amari Cooper, who are both phenomenal. Amari Cooper is just beating defensive backs to where he needs to be, and David Njoku for being able to box people out literally and use his height and leaping advantage on end zone plays. Those are your two weapons. So I have a problem with the play calling. I have a problem with the schematic. I'm going to give you a stat. Harrison Bryant was targeted 6 times. Amari Cooper was targeted 4. You targeted your backup tight end more than you targeted your elite wide receiver.
And
that's almost as dumb. Yeah. That's almost as dumb as a reverse to your tight end. Tried it twice now, Kevin. It hasn't worked.
What's up with the screens
running reverses to your tight end?
Wow, I was trying to run so many screens. The screens were not working.
Yeah,
do something different.
I don't have as many problems with the screens. You should be able to run a screen.
If it wasn't working, you go to something else. They shut it down every single time.
They're trying to simplify things for Jacoby and keep them from just jamming the box and sitting on run. And they're trying to help Jacoby out, and they're trying to use the screen as a running play to soften up the pass game. But also in the same way, if you use a screen, you open up some room for Chubb and Hunt to run.
Okay.
I get what they're doing with a high percentage of screens. Yeah,
it wasn't working. If it's not working against this defense, you go to something else. That's
not Kevin Stefanski's forte, man.
And he's gonna have a new job next year doing that.
He is,
because people get sick of it.
Some people are very, very good team managers. You give them a team of 10 people and they can manage that team, and they're phenomenal. They cannot manage 2 teams because they try to manage everyone on the team instead of the managers. And they try to split in and do that stuff. Some people can manage 2 teams, but they can't manage 5. Kevin Stefanski is an offensive coordinator. He has great scripts. If you spend a week letting him game plan on the offense, he's phenomenal at it. He is a good play caller. I won't say great, but he's a good, innovative, creative play caller. He gets a little too stuck into smartest guy in the room scenario where he goes, well, let's see, in this situation, 37% of the time I run and 63% of the time I pass. so I should run. But they know that I'm probably going to go counter tendency, so I should pass. But they know that I'm going to go counter tendency, so I should run. But they know that I know reverse to David Njoku. That's what goes on in Kevin Stefanski's head. He outsmarts himself. He likes to go counter tendency. Then he knows people that he knows that he likes to go counter tendency. Then he knows that they know that he likes to go counter tendency. So he goes back to his tendency. You can get, it's called first, second, third, fourth level thinking. If you get past fourth level, first level thinking is this is what I want to do. First, second level thinking, this is what I want to do. And this is what I think they're going to do. Third level thinking is this is what I want to do. This is what I think they're going to do. They know what I want to do. So maybe I should do this. Fourth level thinking drops it back again. So Kevin Stefanski, I think sometimes gets to seventh, eighth, and ninth level thinking. And it just kills him. That's how you end up targeting Harrison Bryant 6 times and Amari Cooper 4. Maybe, guys. Maybe.
So how many times
even though he
targeted?
9, I think 8 or 9. And Njoku led the team in target. I don't mind that.
Me either.
I really don't mind that.
But you got to get.
But I do mind Harrison Bryant and Donovan Peoples-Jones getting more targets than Amari Cooper.
You have to get Cooper more involved because Cooper had back-to-back 100-yard games and looked like they were going somewhere with that. Now, was it that the Falcons secondary had him locked down all day, or was it more like Jacoby wasn't just seeing him?
No, he wasn't. The game plan wasn't targeting him. They used him as a decoy. Stefanski, I'm telling you, I think that's what it is.
You on turf? Let that kid run. What is wrong with you? That's why I'm against Stefanski, man, because it's like stuff like that. Like he'll go down the field, drive down the field, and just down on the field. Then he comes back with something like this, and he goes like, "Are you okay? Are you seeing the same thing we're seeing? I know you're right there on the field, and you're seeing a different picture, but looking at it from the standing back, looking at it, we see more of the field, and it's like, dude, you got guys open. You're not using your key players. You got this guy here for a reason. Use him. It don't make any sense to me whatsoever.
I'm always against a head coach calling the plays, and I know a lot of head coaches do it. And T, you're a coach. Correct me if I'm wrong. Defensive coordinator runs the defense. Offensive coordinator is calling the plays for the offense. Position coaches are supposed to be talking to their guys about what they see and how to better implement the game plan that's being called and adjustments they can make at those positions, coaching them up. The head coach is supposed to be paying attention to the whole game, managing the clock, figuring out when to call challenges, telling the offensive coordinator, look, the pass happy game isn't working. Let's try a little more run, or they're over pursuing. Let's try some misdirection. Or defense, hey, maybe we need to blitz a little bit. Maybe this 3-3-5 isn't working. But if Kevin Stefanski is calling the plays, is he ever doing any of that? Because if he's looking over Joe Woods' shoulder or trying to figure out what's going on with the linebackers or talking to the defensive line coach as to why they can't set an edge because Miles and Clowney aren't there today, he's not doing what he's supposed to do to get ready for the next offensive possession. And he's not analyzing what he saw on film on the defense from the box the last time. I don't like it. I don't think he can do it. And Joe Woods can't run half a team.
I'm going to say this. I have coached at a level where I was the head coach. I was doing JV football, okay? I was the head JV coach and defensive coordinator. It is difficult to do all that because you're a defensive coordinator first, or your head coach first. So now your defense out there, you're running your defense, but your offense needs to be talked to and adjusted, or special teams need to be talked to and adjusted, or something like that. You're missing an adjustment on the sideline because you're busy calling defense, yet you can't address the offense because you're the head coach. That's the JV level doing that. Now, I managed it because I had good assistants with me, but at the same time, it's difficult doing that. Now, when I was a freshman coach at Euclid, I had a guy calling offense, a guy calling defense. I was a head coach and special teams coach. It was easier because he had offense, he had defense, I had punt and kickoff. But I was still doing that, 3 or 4 times a game? Whereas I didn't have to worry about the defense being managed. I could throw my little twerk. Hey, you know what? They're doing this in this play. Let's throw a blitz at them. Or on offense, hey, that safety's playing deep. Let's hit him. Let's hit him real quick.
Right. Let's
Something
throw
like
a blitz at him. Not you don't figure out what blitz to throw at him.
Yeah.
Or hey, you know, and that's the thing. Where was Kevin Stefanski in the Jets game going, hey, Joe, cover 4? Or
where
how about
where was he at when he ran 15 times straight at Atlanta? Hey,
right. Where's he at in Atlanta? He should be like right. Or how about hey, up there in the booth, shut off Joe's headset. Give me his channel. I'm calling the plays.
If your defense
or linebackers coach, you're
like
up.
If your defense can rip the shreds like that on the run, you burn time out. You get them over to the sideline, you get them some water, give them breath, and get their minds right. Hey, settle down, guys. There are torches on the run right now. Let's try something different. You make adjustments. Joe Woods, Stefanski didn't make adjustments at all during that whole drive. They should have took a timeout, settled their guys down, made adjustments, whatever they had to do at that point in time, instead of letting run the ball down the field, which is something that we're supposed to be doing.
T, how about widening it out? How about widening your defense out? Bringing your strong safety up, and John Johnson's pretty decent at run support, and you know they're not really passing, so I know this is going to sound counterintuitive to everything I said. How about playing zone so that your defensive backs don't have to turn their back away from the play and that they can come help your linebackers? Now, granted, all of that's going to be tough when your defensive ends look like they're on roller skates and can't set an edge for you to save their life, because you're counting on the defensive end to get there and set that and force him to bounce back. But if you know he can't, then you get someone else to do it. Although then you got Denzel Ward, who on the first touchdown play is just for some reason getting sucked into the middle of the play instead of
what's going on with him
Denzel.
Not doing too good
You're the
year.
only guy out there. I know he had an interception, but on that first touchdown, Denzel Ward is the contain guy. There is no reason for him to be following that play back to the middle where there's 7 other guys. He is supposed to be wider than wide. No one beats him to the corner. You're watching for a cutback, Denzel. You're watching for a cutback. No, he doesn't know. The only thing he can do right now is guard 85. Guard 81. You tell him man-to-man, he can figure it out. I don't know what's going on, because whatever defense he's in, he was simply given, if it's a run, you are outside contained. No one beats you to the edge because there's no one else over here, because bum-face defensive end can't set it. Jadavian's not here this week. Miles isn't here this week. You're setting that edge. But more of that. Get wide. Play a zone. They're gashing you in the run. Do you want to play man-to-man if they're gashing you in the run? Or do you want to be where your defenders are in a zone so that they can attack the run more when they read it?
Here's the thing.
Look, I like to pretend I know football. I don't know football as much as I pretend I do. You're a defensive coordinator. Am I right or wrong there?
No, I got you. I feel you on everything you just said.
If I'm saying it, why can't Joe Woods figure this out?
Because he's stuck in his ways. He think it's going to work and it's not going to work.
John Johnson is a very good player in the box.
Yeah, but they don't. It's just like they did when Peppers was here.
Here's another idea.
Like 30 yards on the field. It's ridiculous. They don't know how to run the damn defense. Look,
I'll give you another idea. They're killing you to the edge. How about a 4-6? How about a 4-4?
They don't want to change their ways, man.
They're killing you to the edge. How about a 4-4?
Our buddy Jason Wish said today, he said, the Browns defense is soft. And until they become bullies, we're going to lose games. And that's a fact. They're soft.
I got a different theory on this. That defense is fine. It has a moron as the court who cannot in game to what's going on. They literally ran video Bo Jackson. They ran a Tech Mobile playbook in the second half. That should not happen. They ran a playbook thinner than Urban Meyer's read option when JT Barrett was here. Read option, read option, read option, QB drop the middle, read option, QB drop the middle, fly pattern. They ran a playbook that had no more than, it was conceptually just a couple things. And Joe Wood sat there and said, I don't know what to do. The defensive end can't set the edge. How do I scheme some help? And Kevin Stefanski went, Well, I'd help you, Joe, but I'm trying to figure out how to run 2 rub routes, a slant, and a go route to get Harrison Bryant open. I think I'm going to bring in an extra offensive lineman as a fullback and send him over to right tackle in motion because someone might get fooled by that. I could hand the ball off to Nick Chubb and do a pulling guard with Petonio that we're good at. But you know what I think we'll do here? Reverse to David Njoku because I'm Kevin Stefanski. He doesn't talk like that, but I don't.
We don't know for sure. All right.
So no. He doesn't talk like that.
Situation we got right now.
This is what's going on the sideline in my mind.
I got you. When we first talked about this Jets loss, I put this big thing out and I said, Brown season's over. It's already done. Now, we came back and won the game against Pittsburgh. And people were like, oh, see, I told you what. And then they did the thing with Atlanta. Here's the problem what you have. You should be 4-0 right now. Okay?
You need to be.
Here's your issue. You have 7 games before the return of Watson, correct? The magical number to try to get into the playoffs before Watson came back was 7. This is what I have right here in my head for the next 7 games before he returns. The Chargers are coming here Sunday. They can whoop our ass up and down the field. Reports are I'm hearing that Myles Garrett's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks now. Haven't confirmed that yet, but I'm hearing rumors about that. Have you heard anything like that, Scott?
That's huge. No, but that's huge if it is because they don't have a pass rush without him.
Now, here's another thing from a little birdie I heard. Clowney made a comment before he re-signed with the Browns. I want to play with Watson. Who Watson at right now? Suspended. Who ankle hurting? Clowney's. Watch Clowney like all of a sudden return against Houston. My ankle feels great. Let's play. If the Browns are still in it, which I don't think they will be.
If Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney don't play the next 3 or 4 weeks, the Browns aren't winning a game in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. Everyone's talking about when Watson is back. Quarterback play isn't the problem.
It ain't going to matter when Watson comes back.
Quarterback play isn't – the offense isn't close to the problem.
No, it's not.
Problem's on the other side of the ball. And the problem's on the sideline wearing headsets.
Well, here's the problem. The Chargers coming to town. I have a loss. What do you have?
You know, I should have a loss. I don't know how I expect that the Browns will stop that defense, but I feel like this is the game where no. See, I'll tell you how the Browns do win that game. It should be a loss, but I can see how the Browns do win that game. It forces Kevin Stefanski to call this game the way he should call every game, which is a healthy dose of body blows with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, David Njoku, targeting Amari Cooper on slants, slowing the game down, a bunch of his patented 12 to 15 play drives because we have no big play capability. And then on defense, doing just enough to get out of there with a 24-21 win because you're minimizing the touches the Chargers have in the ball. There's a way to go win that game.
There's a way to win every game.
Are they going to win it? No. I if I had to put a probability, I'm 65-35 that the Chargers get out of there with the win.
All right, so let's say the Chargers do win, which I think the consensus is they're going to win. You're 2-3, okay? Then you got the Patriots coming in. Now, they're banged up, but it's still Bill Belichick.
Who's the quarterback? Now, is it this rookie that finished out the game, or is it?
We don't know yet. It's probably going to be the rookie. Most likely, it's going to be the rookie.
That's a win.
Now, there's chance to win. I think out of the next 7 games, your biggest chance to win is the Patriots, but we'll see. It's Belichick, and we'll see. So let's just say the Browns win that game. Now they're 3-3, still in the mix, right?
Yep.
Fine.
They are.
We go to Baltimore, face the Ravens. That's an L.
That's a loss. And I'll put it like this:
especially if you got your defensive line.
Garrett, if you've got Clowney and Garrett playing, you can win that game.
You got a chance.
50-50. If you don't have Clowney and Garrett, you cannot win that game.
It's an L. Let's go with the assumption they don't have those two playing. That's an L. Now you're 3-4. 3-4. Okay. Now then you come home and play the Bengals on Halloween. Now here's the thing about that. Bengals starting to find their little groove right now. They're 2-2. They're feeling themselves a little bit. You beat them twice last year. They're gonna want your heads on a platter. I want to say 50-50, but I'm thinking it's gonna be an L against them. So in my book, they're 3-4 now.
I don't believe in the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not sure the Cincinnati Bengals are more than a 500 team. I think they caught fire at the right moment last year, a lot like the Browns in 2020, that things just went their way and winning begat winning. I don't really, truly, completely believe in the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'll take that as a win for the Browns.
Okay, you got them at 4-3. I got them at 3-4. Okay. 2 games on the road. You go to Miami. I think they're gonna stay hot for a while. So I'm gonna give them an L. Now we get 3-5. I'm at 3-5. What do you got?
Who's quarterbacking?
Well, by then, let's see. 4 weeks away. Yeah, you got two. You got Tua back. That's 4 weeks. That's a month away.
That's an L.
Okay. So now you got him at what, 4-4?
Yeah.
I'm at 3-5.
You're 3-5. Okay.
3-5. Now we can agree on this right now. They're going to Buffalo.
Getting smashed.
That's an L.
This team ain't playing anywhere near good enough to win that game.
They're not playing, but they're not beating Buffalo. They're not going
to win that game with Watson, by the way.
They might not even get 3 points against Buffalo.
None of this really changes, in my opinion, if Watson is here.
Exactly. I feel the same way. Now I got him at 3-6. You got him at what?
4-5.
You got 4-5. Okay, 3-6 right now. Technically, we're still in it at 3-6 because it's a long season. You come home. You got Tom Brady, bro. That's an L.
I don't know about that.
Tom Brady? Elaborate, please.
Tom Terrific is 45 years old, and
so what? He's still doing it.
He was still doing it. He hasn't looked entirely like Tom Brady this year.
Really? You think the Browns can beat the Buccaneers?
How many wide receivers do they have playing? Because I haven't seen the Buccaneers look that impressive this year.
It's a few weeks away, man. We're like a month away. Let's say they have full capacity.
It's a loss. It's a loss, but I don't think it's as. And I'm again at one of those 60-40.
Okay. So you played those games. I got him at 3-4 in those games.
Yep, I got him at 4-6
games. Okay. So now you come back. You got Deshaun back against Houston. He ain't played in 2 years. He's going to a hostile environment. They're going to boo the hell out of him. We know that already. Can he handle it mentally? We don't know yet. We'll have to find out.
No, that's a win.
Against Texas?
Yeah, that's a win.
You're on the road again. You're going to the Bengals. Outdoors in the cold. December.
It's another win. Doesn't matter if it's cold. We got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You don't need to really light it up.
You're coming home now. You got the Ravens, December 18th at home. Deshaun's a quarterback. 50-50.
If I've got Clowney and Garrett back, and I've got Watson,
that's a win. You should have him back.
That's a win.
I think they beat the Saints. I think they beat the Saints and the Commanders and the Steelers again. I think they win the last 3.
Yeah. There's a good chance that I can see them still finding. They're probably going to find a way to 8, 9, 10 wins, which is my worst case scenario, because that keeps Kevin Stefanski and Joe Woods here next year.
If the Browns can manage to beat the Patriots and the Bengals, they can hang around because they're 1-0 in the division with 5 division games to go. So you beat the Ravens, you're 2-0. That's great. They can get in the playoffs by winning the division if they can beat those teams. You see Cincinnati again like you did last year. You split with the Ravens and you get Pittsburgh sweep. You win. You 5-1.
I'm gonna say exactly what I said last year. Exactly what I'm staying on this. The problem on the Cleveland Browns is not the roster when it's healthy. There's more than enough talent on this roster where they should be one of the better teams in the NFL and a Super Bowl contender. The problem here is a defensive coordinator who cannot adjust in game and a head coach who does not adjust in game or oversee the other aspects of what's going on. The real problem here, when this team is healthy, is still going to be the guys wearing the headset. Kevin Stefanski is your head coach and offensive coordinator. Let's just be real about that. The other problem is your defensive coordinator. And you have heard the players kind of speaking out about Joe Woods.
Yeah.
Sneakily. And soon it's going to come about Stefanski. Listen, you can find a lot of games that Kevin Stefanski has lost for this team. The Jets game, the Atlanta game, the Green Bay game, the Las Vegas game. I'm trying to remember a couple more, but there's at least 6 or 7 games as the head coach that I think he's directly lost for his team in the last 20 or 21. That's a problem. It's a problem. Kevin Stefanski, for his own career, needs to take a step back and turn those play calling duties over.
Yes, he does.
The biggest problem with the Cleveland Browns today is the injuries to Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. And I'm going to be honest, the Atlanta game, now that I'm away from it, I'm far more upset over the Atlanta game than the Jets game. They dominated the Jets for 58 and a half minutes. Dominated. They looked good that day. They just had their brains shut off. The Atlanta game bothers me more than any game this year because they looked very bad against a team that isn't good, and they got beat by getting punched in the mouth repeatedly with the same play just flipped. Bothers me more now that I'm away from the Jets game. I'm more discouraged by the Atlanta game because you just couldn't take care of business against a bad team that you're supposed to beat.
True.
With the quarterback who's not any good. He went 7 for 19 and beat you.
Yeah, that's bad.
Your quarterback's Jacoby Brissett, and he was by far and away the better quarterback on the field that day.
Yeah, he was. Definitely was. Get away from the Browns for a minute. Let's talk about somewhat related football story. It involves a person that did play football. Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Farve is in the news for taking millions of dollars from welfare recipients in the state of Mississippi and building, I believe it was a volleyball facility. Also, there are other people involved in this case too. I think it was $7 million altogether. But a former WWE wrestler.
Everyone's got a price.
Well, obviously not.
Man.
Ted DiBiase is involved in this too. Him and his sons. You okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm
Him
singing
and
the
his
same
sons
song, man.
decided to take some money, $1.7 million for their church. Marcus Dupree, he's involved in that. It's a lot of celebrities involved in this, not just Brett Favre. There's a lot of guys that took money from these people too, over $7 million. Here's the thing. There's a comedian, D.L. Hughley. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but he was talking about it a couple of days ago on his radio show. And he's saying basically it doesn't matter if you are white, black, Hispanic, Asian. If you are poor, you are an afterthought in this society we have today. If that had been anybody else, the bills of money that they'd be in jail already, would have charges filed, everything else, because it's Brett Favre, Teddy DiBiase, and other guys who have money, have influence, have power. They're not being charged. They're not in jail. None of that stuff's happening there right now. We can go along the line. Let's talk about Myles Garrett for a minute, include him too. He's a celebrity. Recently got in a car accident last week ago today. Then we find out that he has several tickets already cited for going over 100 miles per hour. Scott, if you did that, would you have a license right now?
No,
probably not.
It's an
you would not have a license
it's
right now.
Failure to control. If they want to be nice, it's failure to control and doing more than 20. And those are two.
But you shouldn't even have your license right now. You got at least 4 citations for driving over 100 miles per hour. There is nowhere you can drive in America that fast. This ain't the Autobahn. This ain't Journey. So you got that. You got Kareem Hunt, who had a bottle of vodka in his lap while driving, and the cop let him go. You got LeBron James driving down West 6 in a Lamborghini or whatever he was driving in, let him go. If you have money and any kind of influence in this world, you get whatever you want. I used to see guys down at the bar that had that influence and power try to cut the line. You got a table? No. Back of the line. Well, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so. Okay. Then the other guy will, oh, come on. Go ahead. Do you know what it is? That he owns that. Did he give me any money to get in from everybody else? No, he didn't. So he can get the back of the line. Why are we in a place in our world where people have money, they get free stuff? What are they doing for you? That makes sense? Go ahead.
It's been that way since they invented money.
I understand that. I just don't like it, though. I'm venting, Scott. I'm venting.
It sucks.
It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing.
There's always going to be at least 2 legal systems, the one for the rich and the one for the poor.
Ooh,
well, the one for the rich and the one for the middle class and the poor. The one for the rich and the not rich.
I like that. So
there's at least 2 legal systems because we know there's more than just 2.
yes. So, dude, what are your thoughts on Brett Favre doing this crap, man? I mean, he's playing like he didn't know. How do you not know about this?
I am gonna say I don't think that the old gunslinger is the brightest of the brightest. I will say that. But he's never been one to make good decisions. I think Brett T, you hit it on the head earlier. I don't think Brett cared where the money came from. And I think Brett made a mistake that famous people and athletes make. They get the number of the governor and they get the number of some of these connected people, and they think it's going to work like it does with anything else. And they say, hey, man, you're connected. Just make it happen. I am not certain, that Brett fully understood where all of this was coming from. But at the same point in time, I think he knew enough that he's culpable. And I'm disappointed in him. I think he knew, the governor told him this cannot be appropriated from basically these welfare funds. It's a federal crime. And then Brett says, it's got to get done and time's against us and I'm counting on you. And you can take that as Brett saying, I don't care where the money comes from, or Brett saying, or I don't care where the money comes from, figure out a way to get it from the welfare fund, or Brett saying, I don't care where the money comes from, get it from somewhere. All that said, it's despicable. I mean, it really is. This money is earmarked to help the less fortunate. It is not, it's robbing from everyone. It's public money. It's taxpayer money. It is welfare money to help the disadvantaged, to eat, to have basic services, housing, taking care of kids. It is not there to build an indoor practice facility so Deion Sanders' son will come make Ole Miss football relevant again. It is not there to build a volleyball facility at Ole Miss because your daughter plays there. Brett, do some more of those copper sleeve commercials or Wrangler jean commercials and donate all the money to it. Do what you really said. Pay the 75%. What I think happened here is that, I mean, honestly, I don't think the old gunslinger's in the best mental state, especially after playing through all the head injuries that he did. And did he understand what he was doing? I don't know. I think he understood enough. I don't think he's going to go to jail. I think he's not.
He's not.
I think what's going to happen is he's going to have to repay all the money.
Yeah.
Plus interest and penalty. And
there'll be a GoFundMe for that.
Or he'll do some more Wrangler jeans commercials. Someone will get him to do a commercial. But
you ever seen that before? You see somebody rich get a GoFundMe, like, you're already rich, dude. What are you doing? And people, I'm going to give him money for sorry for him. You can't buy milk, but you give him money to grown rich people. It's ridiculous. People are really dumb. People are dumb.
I have a real problem with GoFundMe. GoFundMe was set up as a way for small-time inventors and creators to crowdfund things like development of products and stuff. It was not set up for what it ended up being used for.
Yeah. Like
I'll say that.
Wasn't either. It was OnlyFans, but hey, look, we're there now.
Yeah. No. I mean, hey.
It's true. Real quick. Enough about Brett Favre, bum ass. Dude.
Look, I'm disappointed, and it's
I am too.
It speaks to the fact that we probably you just think the old, enjoys the game, chucking the ball around, playing for the fun of it.
Does this destroy his legacy?
He's not the person we thought he was, and none of them are.
Does this tarnish his legacy at all?
Of course.
Or will it just pass by in a few years and we forget about it?
It should, and so should the whole Jim Sturger thing.
It will for a minute. I mean, even OJ got a Twitter now. People will listen to him on Twitter and he's giving advice. So it's going to pass. You know what I mean?
Look, man, people love their idols, man. Pete Rose most definitely, absolutely bet against the Reds in baseball. I don't care what he says. Pete Rose is betting on baseball. People love Pete. Okay? Ray Lewis killed a man. People love Ray Lewis.
Allegedly, Scott. Allegedly.
Okay? Deshaun Watson did what he did. Everyone can't wait to forgive him.
Not allegedly.
OJ, to quote Jim Rome, OJ allegedly did what he did.
Allegedly.
And the Juice had fans chanting, "Run, OJ, run."
Yeah, society's messed up, bro.
You know what? Here's the crazy thing. Do you know what the millennial generation and Generation Z, do you know who they're championing now? The Menendez brothers. They're saying we don't understand the full story, and that if we understood, and yes, the Menendez brothers' father was scum, absolute scum. There was abuse, there was sexual abuse, there was lots of stuff. But the millennials are championing them as heroes.
It's bad.
Interesting world, man.
It's everywhere. You can't nowhere. Just stay in the bubble. It's mind your business. It's crazy, dude. All right. So look, we're gonna wrap it up in a couple minutes here, but before we do, I want to talk about when we do have some winners around here, and that winner is the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are now 5-0. 5-0 right now.
5-0.
All right.
5-0.
Let's break this down real quick. Just take a look at them real fast, okay? So Ohio State sitting at 5-0 right now. I like the fire that Ryan Day showed, even though he probably would have got his ass whooped by, the other coach. But
he was going to take old man Schiano down, man. There's a 20-year-old.
Schiano tough, man. I don't know.
Schiano's old, man. Kick him in the hip. It's over.
But look, you know what he was saying, right? Did you read his lips?
No.
Did you read? Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of FUs going at him. A lot of FUs and to hit my guy Terrence out of bounds. It was getting heated, brother. It was getting heated. But Ryan Schiano on the other side of the field, though. Your coaches do that. You don't come over there. I would do the same thing.
I don't think that Schiano was really looking at it and saying, I think he thought Ryan Day dialed up a fake punt to run it up. And Ryan Day didn't dial up a fake punt, but the punter was playing football and made the right choice. So I applaud all of it. But, I mean, ultimately, that's a conversation Ryan has to have with the punter. And look, man, the next time that the game is out of reach, I don't care if it opens up in front of you. Kick the ball. We're kicking it away. I could keep running this up if I wanted to. I could have had a first down on third down if I wanted to. Punt the ball. That's coaching moment. You're gonna get a cheap shot. It's as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, you pulled it down and ran a fake punt. What were you up at that time? 49-14? 49-10. Yeah. And you pulled it down and ran a fake punt. I don't care how open it was in front of you. Yeah, you're getting hit. T? What would you do if you were on defense and somebody pulled a fake punt?
I'm killing him. I'm gonna end him. I'm gonna end him. Yeah.
And so when Ohio State's players went after Rutgers guys, I understand Schiano coming across the field and getting in Day's face and saying, this is your fault. It's your fault. You didn't coach your kids. You let your kids pull off a fake punt while the scores run up. I get that. I'd probably be yelling at Ryan Day, too, if I was Greg Schiano, saying it's disrespectful, it's garbage, and you're not supposed to do that. Play the game right, play the game of class, play the game of sportsmanship.
I think originally
you don't fake punt up 49-10.
I think Schiano originally went over there to get his players away from the bench where it got even worse. And I think when he saw Day, it went from there. I don't think he came after Day originally. Real quick, they have 7 games to go. They're sitting at 5-0. We have that School of North State next week. Iowa's always tricky, but it's at home.
I will be at that game. My wife bought me tickets to that game for my birthday.
That's awesome. Penn State at Penn State. Time to be determined. If it's a night game, I'm worried about that. That bothers me. Night games at Iowa and Penn State worry me. They always have. For some reason.
Well, it's not at Iowa. The Iowa's at home.
I know that. I'm saying Iowa's at home, and we don't know what time. It's probably a 3:30 game or even a noon game. The Penn State game, if they keep winning and they are ranked, see this through 2 weeks away. If they get a couple more wins and they're ranked inside the top 10, they might flex that to a night game. Yeah,
that's gonna be a night game.
I mean, it's 2 top 10 teams, so they're gonna be a night game for sure. Then you got Northwestern, who Northwestern ain't or we're about there for years. And you got Indiana. Indiana is they show sparks at times. They always play as tough lately, unless you play as tough. Maryland, they've been showing some sparks, not anything to be scared of, but showing some sparks. And then, of course, we finish it off with right now, number 4, that School of North.
So you worry about Iowa as a trap game if you're looking ahead to Penn State. But to be quite honest with you, Ohio State shouldn't be looking ahead to anybody because they're Ohio State. Period. That's it. I'm not really worried about anything on this schedule until you get to that school up north. This defense is significantly better than the defense that was here last year because it's schematically better. It's the exact same. This is what I talk about with Joe Woods, okay, and why a coordinator can make all the difference. Tommy Eichenberg looks very good this year, and he looked very, very bad last year. Steel Chambers looks like a high draft pick to the NFL at the moment, and he did not last year. This team looks very aggressive on defense, very good. And this defense doesn't have to be lights out. Doesn't have to be the 2001 silver bullets flying around out there, okay?
Just stop when you need to.
I don't need Fox Steady and Chris Gamble out there, okay? I don't need that. I just need this team to hold Penn State to 21 or 24 points.
I need that.
Holding the Buckeyes under 30.
I need a bend, not break defense, and we're set.
Yeah. And I don't expect after last year, this Buckeyes team hearing about how they got punched in the face and they don't know how to win ugly. And they got a little something for that school up north this year.
I think so too.
I think this is their year. I think they're gonna run this table. And I think they're gonna destroy whoever comes out of the Big Ten. And quite frankly, Alabama don't look like Alabama, and Georgia don't look like Georgia.
I think this is maybe it. I think he's on
this is a wide open year. Wide open year. You have two dominant running backs who can be in the NFL in Henderson and Mayan Williams.
Your receiving core is great.
You got three NFL receivers running around out there right now.
Your quarterback
and when Jackson Smith and Jigma's back. And
CJ
CJ Stroud.
Him.
Yeah.
They're scoring some points without him.
And Jigba is significantly better than both of them.
Absolutely.
And Marvin Harrison's kid is pretty decent. And Jigba is significantly better than him.
Hey, you see my dude wearing Louis Vuitton cleats and an Apple Watch, though?
No.
Yes. The night game, they zoomed in on. He had an Apple Watch on and Louis Vuitton cleats. Bro, chill, man. You ain't there yet. But, Suck it all in, brother. My God. Yo, he's doing too much. I'm like, you flashy already? Woo.
And CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud might be an NFL quarterback I don't want to say right now because he still misses some things that he's got to see. That's an NFL quarterback.
If he can be comfortable in the pocket, yes.
He is,
because you gotta be able to be in the pocket, man.
He's going to the NFL next year, and he should be starting on whatever team drafts him. And there shouldn't be a quarterback taking over him.
Yeah, I swear to God, there's Louis Vuittons, Louis. Swear to God. I swear to God, I'll find it. We'll find it and show it to you. He had black cleats on. It said LV on there, Louis Vuitton. I'm like, what? Who does that? Custom made, most likely, but still, yeah.
It's Marvin Harrison's kid, right?
Yes, of course.
He said he's not there yet. He's been living the life of luxury since he was born.
That is true. That's true. But still,
listen, man. You know how you get. Look, man. Lou's son right now is probably in a onesie from Carter's. Friggin' Marvin Jr. was in an Armani or a Louis Vuitton onesie.
Correction, Louis Vuitton. I pulled up. They do make cleats. I'm looking at it right now. I Googled Louis Vuitton cleats, and they do make cleats. That's amazing, and they all kind of different colors and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, man. You know how we buy our kid. You get those whatever sheets they are. Marvin Harrison's crib was like 1,500 thread count silk sheets. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s crib when he was born. He's been there his whole life, man. He's a child of wealth and privilege.
What did LeBron James say about this? Because LeBron James made a comment about the all black. That's when he wore them. He had all black on. The all black unis. He wore the black Louis Vuitton cleats.
TJ, for some reason, I don't remember anything about the night game at Wisconsin.
What's that?
I don't know why I don't remember anything about the Wisconsin game, but I don't remember anything about the Wisconsin game.
I'm just talking about Scott. All right, we're gonna wrap it up with that, man. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. We will talk about if the Browns are in a better position, or are they going to fall off the wayside and fall off the side of the earth?
T. This is where
Yes,
the Bizarro Browns come out and like beat the Chargers 31-6. Every once in a while, the Bizarro Browns come out and do something that you can't figure out.
I agree. We'll have to see, man. I just don't trust them right now.
Watch out for the Bizarro Browns, man.
We'll find out. All right. For Scott, I'm TJ. For our producer Lewis, thank you very much. We will see you guys in 2. Peace. We out.